And we're live. And hopefully in stereo. Let's crank that up. Crank it up. Hello, Reddit. Hello, our games. Let's see if I'm in stereo. You know, I'm still getting used to this new XLR setup. But I think I should be coming in both ears. Pardon my pun there. Okay. Let's put the word out. This is an impromptu stream. No plans. Why plan something when you can just do it live? Everybody and their brother is streaming today. And that should be good. Right? Right. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the Punisher Cool Stream. I'm your host, Hikikomori Media. Hikiko. Miles. I go by a lot of names, but you can just call me whatever you'd like. I've never played... Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Punisher. That is my name. I've never played this one. I've heard a lot about it. It came out around the time of the movie. There was a movie starring Tom Jane. I believe it was the second Punisher movie. The first one was like Dolph Lundgren. There's been so many Punishers. Now like John Barenthal is the Punisher, and I think he does a great job. Yeah, I've never played this. All I know is it's somewhat like Manhunt. There's some stealth. There's some brutal kills. It caused a bit of a controversy back in the day. Are you sure you want to cancel creating their profile? No, I'm not sure. Okay, accept. Normal. Yes. Okay. What I know is that they actually got Thomas Jane to do the Punisher voice in this. I believe this is the last time Thomas Jane ever did anything officially as the Punisher, but he did do that Dirty Laundry YouTube short, so if you've never seen that, it's pretty good. The producer of the Dread 3D movie, he put together that Punisher Dirty Laundry short, and it's very good. From what I know, this is based more off of the comic book series than it is the movies. It's like those Spider-Man games for the original Xbox. Like, there were some movie tie-ins, but ultimately they followed the comics.
The ones who killed my family, the Saints, and all the other scum. They've given me a reason to live. I'm back. And it's their turn to die.
He looks more like the guy who played the Punisher in the Punisher Warzone in this game than he does Thomas Jane. I think Thomas Jane is a great actor, but he doesn't look meaty enough to be Frank Castle. I do like his take of Frank Castle, though. Alright, so what can I do here? Oh. I can pick all of these from the beginning? Really? Oh my god. Cure description. Oh, or only the ones that have the highlights? Okay.
for when I want to get back to basics.
Okay, so these are all locked. I got the shotgun and the dual pistols. Are these 9mm? 45 caliber. Okay. Sweet. We got upgrades. Oh my god. This is far more sophisticated than I was expecting. Body armor, kill recovery. Kill enemies to regain health. That's a lot of points. Longer slaughter. Alright. Let's just go straight into it. Apparently this has Xbox Live. First level, crack house.
There's a crack house near my apartment. You could use some clean.
There's a lot of those in Kansas City. I've lived next to one. Oh, man. I would say there's more meth houses than crack houses. Alright, so I know that there's a heavy emphasis on stealth here, but from what I was told, you can go about it any way you want. You can just blow through enemies. I mean, that's the Punisher way.
Welcome to Rikers, Mr. Castle.
I'm gonna skip. Can I skip? There we go. White skull splashes and the enemies for interrogation. Skipping ahead. Marvel had a lot of great games during this generation. There's Spider-Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction.
The scum in this city need a wake-up call.
Oh, nice. He's got better jacket physics than Watch Dogs.
Hey, babe, what you doing? Come on, give me a damn purse.
Okay. Should I interrogate him? Face punch.
But I could make it worse.
Let me go, you son of a bitch.
Let's kill him. Just in front of that lady. Vindicated. What do you think about that? I broke his neck for stealing your purse.
You're the Punisher. Man,
For what?
for saving my life.
Right.
Okay. Just go about your business behind the dumpster there. Oh yeah, I am at the crack house level. This isn't Halle Berry's Catwoman. Hey Kirk. Hey CYX7. I've never played that one, but I imagine the quality matches the movie of Catwoman. Where did he come from? Alright. Are they taunting me? And I don't have any guns right now. This may be like that RoboCop game on NES. Like I can't draw until the enemies do. The atmosphere is pretty good so far. Overhead skull icons mark enemies with useful information. Okay. Just mosey on up. Or don't. I hit the murder button.
Oh, shit, you're the Punisher.
Good thing he also has the same information. Let's choke him out.
Runs this place.
Move the left thumbstick up and down to control the interrogation. The bars show the enemy's life. The stress level on the bottom. That's a lot to remember. The orange for 3 seconds. Okay. Okay. I gotta keep it in the orange for 3 seconds. Broken enemies reward you with health and info. Now what do I do with them? Oh. Oh. Did I lose points for killing him? You can cash in these points for upgrades. So I'm looking forward to that bit. I just fucking love how Frank Castle strolls about. Like, he's on his way to a picnic. Oh, this is... I don't even need a gun. They're already just hands up. It's a Punisher. I know what's coming my way. You got nothing for me. Oh man, why did I wait so long to play this? Press black to pick up weapons. That's racist. Right trigger to fire a weapon.
Relax, we got nothing to worry about. But if damage finds out we've been stealing, we're dead.
Kick the door open and surprise the enemies. Surprise! Can I just open it regularly? Let me read the chat before I go in. Anthony Birch fan club is in here. Would Hatred have been better if it was just this game with a monochrome filter? Yeah, I already love this game. Press X to quick kill the broken man. Oh! That's brutal. This is kind of a joke already, but I love it. Press down to switch between weapons. I already love this. I'm a big fan. One thing that I did know was that Alien Ant Farm made an exclusive track for this game. And in middle school and high school, I was a huge Alien Ant Farm fan. I mean, I kind of still like them, but I think they only have like 2 good albums, and the rest are just all right. But if I've never heard the exclusive song they made for this, and I can't imagine it would be any good. I'd say they have, like, Alien Ant Farm has one amazing album and one okay album that has some, like, good hits on it, but the rest is just, Even, I saw them live. I saw them live about 2 years ago, and I think they kind of acknowledged that they only have about one good album, and I was happy because they played basically that album, and it was Anthology. That's not their first album. Their first album is called Greatest Hits. The second album's Anthology, then True Rant. I would say Anthology and True Rant are their best work for sure.
Open the gate.
No way. I don't know you.
That's my purse.
Down back there, asshole.
Click the left thumbstick to crouch. Okay, will the stealth work? Oh, it doesn't lock. It doesn't lock. This is horrible. You have to hold the thumbstick while barely inching the analog. This is really not okay. B to dive in the direction you're moving. They just loaded up Frank Castle. He can. He's Max Payne. Just give him. Make him Max Payne and Manhunt. What's going on? Were you watching that? I'm sorry to interrupt your party here. This is so sad. Nice. All you have to do is press X to win. Okay, I can swap out. What else we got in here? That's one resilient TV. I bet this is a projection TV. I used to own one of these bad boys. They're fucking annoying to repair. So there's like 3 cylinders in there, a red, I think it's red, green, and blue, and they all fire off these giant lights. And sometimes one of the cylinders will burn out, and then you just got a fucking useless TV. You got a useless TV after that. Projection screens were the worst. I would say plasma were pretty bad because of the screen burn-in, but projection screen, and plasma, some of the worst out there. Oh my god, I'm gonna go murder the lead singer to Eve 6. Here we go.
Please don't hurt me. Oh, someone's waiting for you. Oh.
I'm just gonna choke him while I'm getting shot at. I need him as a shield. Alright. How long can I hold on to him as a shield? This is perfect. Yeah, he didn't have useful information anyway. This is so nonchalant. Like, they don't even make a kill cam or nothing. He just goes blop. Oh my god. Alright, there is some destruction going on. Kinda. What do we got going on in here? Hey, Sentry is down. Oh man, that's awful. Special Wave, you don't need stealth in this game. You really don't. Uni-Shan's in here. That's a nice area to live in when you can hide behind a TV. Yeah, that dude was like leaning way back in there. What's the blue bar for? Can you launch fireballs? I think the blue bar is when I can use like environmental kills. I haven't had that opportunity yet.
What you got, Lenny?
I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Look at all these people in here.
Shit, no.
I'm just gonna walk.
Yeah, that's
Alright, let's try the stealth.
I had the shittiest luck.
Press Y to enter slaughter mode. You can become very powerful and regain health for a limited time. Fucking Frank has a limit break. This is great. Oh my god, here we go. Oh my god, I'm throwing knives. This is perfect. Oh, where is the HD remaster? Marvel, you're dropping the ball. This is insanity. Oh, this is so good. Oh, shit. All right. I'm a fan. Doesn't take much to win me over, but they did it. The blue bar is just for rage mode. He throws knives, he decapitates people, and he's just invincible. This is God mode the game. Oh. So, I was in Kansas. I drove over to Kansas to go to this bakery that I love. And they have a video game store over next to it. And I was just in a really janky horror mood. And so I picked up Blade on the PS1. And I'm like, hey, let me get Blade 2. I was like, and they were having like a buy two, get one free sale. I was like, maybe I should get that Punisher game. So I bought Blade 1, 2, and Punisher. And those are all M-rated Marvel games. And I don't think Marvel's made many more since. Golden splashes on the ground indicate a special kill. While holding an enemy, move over and then press X. Okay, let's do this. Please. Let's see what this is all about. Yep. I just uppercutted him out the window and he splashed off the ground. Why? Why isn't this game on every platform? Why haven't they made a sequel? This is beautiful. They could just throw Judge Dredd in this very same game and it would make no difference. Press black to pick up melee weapons. There's melee in this game. Okay, press X to use melee. Oh, R trigger. Where were you hiding? Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to pick up the bat. Kick door. They throw everything in this game. This is one of those kitchen sink experiences. Okay, so we're gonna grab the bat. I want to use it. Can I use it on her?
You can get up now.
No! Get away! Leave me alone!
Stay here until the shooting stops.
All right. Okay, I'll leave you there.
You're safe. I won't hurt you.
You know, for a crack house, there's not enough crack around. Unless they smoked it all. I didn't see one crack pipe. I mean, it's dirty like a crack house. Max Payne, you'd be like blowing up drug labs and stuff. Condemned had a lot of that going for it. I like this better than Manhunt. Yeah, he's got some great information. I need it. We're going to do gun tension. Just stick it in his mouth. Gillian Seed style. Just right there. Oh, no. No. There we go. I broke him. Some broken enemies can be released. Press A and then A again to release him. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. I need a shield. Let's take him over to that window. I want to uppercut again. They put up no fight whatsoever. I could do this for a whole hour and he wouldn't go anywhere. Toasty! You can dual wield shotguns in this game? Alright, now I gotta do this. And he had so many weapons to unlock. I needed this game in my life a lot earlier. And what? This game is, it's 14 years old now. Batter up. Sure, pick him up with your gun hand and shoot him with your other gun hand. I've never seen that before in a game, so that makes this great. We're gonna try that dual shotguns. Holy fuck. He was right. Okay. How he's gonna reload, who cares?
Please don't shoot him!
Oh, a hostage. Click the right thumbstick to use the fine aim on hostage. Okay. Oh no. This is horrible. This is the fine aim. You can't look down the sights. You just move the dot. Move the dot for the kill. Ugh. Hi. You're welcome.
What an asshole. Thanks for...
Yeah, he was kind of a dick. Now that you should mention it there. Oh boy. Tons of pizza. There's more pizza than there's crack in this house.
Hey, about time. Come on in.
Hey. How are you?
Let's get that coat off, drop those guns, and get cozy.
Yes.
You don't know what you're missing.
I think I do.
The Virgin Frank. What's up? We got Dylan in here. If you break a guy, he confesses, but you kill him in the interrogation, you lose points. Man, I wish more stuff like this would come out. Me too. Barrett's in here. What's up, man? Hey, BoneX. Hey, RX78. Imagine a remake of this by the Killing Floor team. Yeah, man.
Whoa, dude, I'm so wasted. I'm seeing like big guys in trench coats.
These are the crackheads.
He's probably.
These are the crackheads. Come on.
Maybe we should hide.
These are like 80s horror movie stoners. They're not crackheads. Have you seen a person on crack? I have. And they're terrifying. You don't make eye contact and you head back to your car. You just go back to your car. Oh, shit. Okay, so he just kind of throws the gun up in the air to reload it. That's cool. Okay, let's see if we can dual wield this one. Nope. They have to be of the same gun. Okay. Well, I want the dual wielding shotguns, of course. Are there any hidden unlockables that I need to be aware of? Now it's in mono sound. That attention to detail. It's not found in modern generation games. Yeah, I heard that this was like based off of... They just kind of did whatever they wanted with this version of Frank Castle. Like, they have Thomas Jane, the movie Frank Castle. They based it off of a couple of different eras of Frank, and they just mixed them all into this hodgepodge of greatness. I'm killing high school stoners. That's like, there's not a single crackhead in this building. You've got no useful information. I heard that this game was supposed to be more brutal than it actually is, and they toned it down a bit. But there was some modification you could do to make it even gorier. Like, could you imagine Marvel licensing out their... Oh, okay, you can't kill this guy? Okay. Could you imagine modern Marvel licensing out a Punisher game that had even half the brutality of this one? I think you'd have a better chance of a new Judge Dredd game. Like, there's been several attempts to make a Judge Dredd game. It's like from the Super Nintendo. There was like one on the Xbox. I think it was like called Dread versus Death, and it was horrible. But there's a lot of potential for a Judge Dredd game. You could definitely make Mega City 1 into like a GTA kind of game. For sure. I would have to say Dread 3D is like one of my favorite action movies ever. I mean, there's been some ones that have surpassed it in a sense, like The Raid. But I would say Dread 3D's the best 3D movie ever made. Hands down. But it's one of my favorite action movies. You have to see it in 3D. There's like no question about it. It's made for 3D. I can't save them both? Zero tension. Nothing's at stake. Just have fun. The Punisher. Walk into a room, do whatever you want. Interrogate a man. We're gonna choke him out.
Let me go. I don't know nothing.
Nice.
Stuff in the closet.
Use a left thumbstick or right to interrogate up. Da 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 da. Is this the bad guy? Hi. Give me some points. I am trying to stack some of those points because you can use them to upgrade Frank, and I think you unlock other weapons by doing that, or maybe pick them up during. Grenades. Hell yeah. Okay, I have got a grenade in one hand and a shotgun in the other. Let's do this. You're alright, man. It's gonna be okay. Let me check the chat here. The mouse wouldn't allow this to ever happen again. Yeah, that's so strange. I forget that Disney owns Marvel now. Yeah, I mean, they don't own all of Marvel's IPs. Like, I think Spider-Man and Venom still belong to Sony. But even Sony kind of neutered Venom. Like, that movie could have been an easy R and a lot more fun, but, you know, they want to reach as many people as they can. But, is Deadpool owned by Sony, or is that owned by Fox? I think Deadpool's like X-Men, so Fox owns that. And but I think they made a deal with Disney, so who knows? It's all confusing nowadays. Oh my god, that grenade decapitated that dude, but the TV still stands. Damn, look at that body damage. Holy shit. Okay, grenade's my new favorite weapon. And I threw that out the window and it still got them all. All that shrapnel in the pieces. I need an adult. Oh. And I still got 2 more. This is great. I'm loving it. Just all these guns aplenty. Like, you never have to worry about running out of anything. The boiler room. Even reload. I don't even think there's a dedicated reload button. Oh, I forgot I could do the Max Payne dives. Yeah, they threw in some clunky old Max Payne dives here. They're not even trying to hide it. They're like, yeah, we're just going to throw in Max Payne. Okay. Do I even need to interrogate him? He said he gave up.
Talk or die, damage.
Go ahead and kill me. You ain't got nothing on me. I got a call saying you'd show tonight. I don't know who it was.
They don't make TVs like they used to. What's up, LA? That was level 1. Crack house. Done. This is a fine Christian game. We only play Christian games on this channel. Hey, Tristan. I'm doing great. I'm doing even better now. We're in Florida. So let me guess. Frank Castle has nothing but inner monologues this game because they didn't want to bother animating. Accuracy, 39%. Favorite weapon, none. There's no favorite I think I use the shotguns a lot. I use those a bunch. The grenade was my favorite weapon. Unlocked, leveled, the chop shop, challenge mode, bronze medal, and new concepts. All right. Okay, let's see what I got here. I just want the grenades on me at all times, but I don't think I've unlocked them yet. But I have enough for some upgrades. Yeah, I've got enough for body armor, which I really don't need. Nobody knew how to shoot in the crack house there. Longer slaughter mode, I guess. Accuracy, ammo. Yeah, grenade capacity is what I want. I want all the grenades except, and then I'll just like save up the rest for now. What kind of extras do we got? We got comic covers, concept art, flashbacks, movies, trailers, cheats. Man, they just loaded up this. I wonder what the Xbox Live mode does. Does this have a multiplayer? I don't know. Maybe it's like a high score kind of thing. I'd love to play multiplayer with somebody on this. Special Wave says he has dialogue. Okay. I'm kind of skipping through the cutscenes for obvious reasons.
Illegal activity of all kinds. I'm taking a particular interest in this one.
Oh, I can't.
Chop shops are front.
No, I can't get any grenades from the get-go? Okay.
Chop shops are front for illegal activity.
Stats. Okay, so to get the gold, I have to get 60,000 points. There's challenge mode by completing it. Punishment. I guess punishment mode is harder difficulty. There's so much in this game. That's a good thing. Well worth the $10 I paid for it.
So, 70 plus bodies, lots of broken windows, and a building now fit only to be
I don't think we'll get another Punisher game.
100 cars a day are stolen in New York.
Because if they made another Punisher game, it would likely be based off the Netflix series. And as much as I like the Netflix series, it doesn't seem like there would be a lot of material to work with. But who knows? It would be odd. Like, it's so weird that we have two Netflix series that have major... Well, we've got a few. I think there's like 4 or 5 Netflix series that have major Marvel characters, like superheroes, like Daredevil and the Punisher and stuff. But they're not incorporated into the Avengers or the cinematic universe. And that shit happens with DC too. Like, DC has its own Flash show, but that version of the Flash is just not allowed in the movies. So now we have got like 2 different Flashes. Call of Duca? Shanked. Hopefully I get some new weapons here. Or some more grenades. I need to grab more enemies because I bet there's some special kills in this room. What do we got here? Open the door.
Hey, Joe, hand me that red.
Oh! That was nice. He's still grinding away. Did I just launch him? You can throw? Oh, please tell me I can just throw them. I can just pick them up and throw them. Why not? Put everything in this game. Just let him do it all. Max Payne. We're Max Payne now. This is unbelievable. You know, I've played some janky third-person shooters in my time, but nothing that had half the personality of this one. Special interrogation.
No, you wouldn't. You can't. Car parts. That's I just chopped the cars.
Put his face in that grinder.
Please let me
Put
go.
it in the grinder. Oh my god, he can do it!
Good worker. Kept his nose to the grindstone.
Oh my god. So that's why they went... Okay, so it went in black and white. I heard that you can remove that somehow. I think you either need to get a modified ISO or something like that, but that was still cool. I'm not going to deny that. I think the Daredevil would have great potential to be like an Arkham game for sure. Really great potential there.
What are you doing here?
No, please. I'm just here to pick up a shipment.
And you don't know what's in the crates?
I knew something was going on.
Flashbangs.
Questions. There's some stuff in the back. Take it. Let
Okay. Fair trade. I wonder how these are going to affect the enemies. Yeah, this is a perfect game. It doesn't get much better than this for a Marvel game. Now, I haven't played the new Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure this can stack up against it. By my standards, at least.
Please don't kill me.
Why are you working in a chop shop?
Let's see if I can take him somewhere special. So he was going out that way?
You piece of shit. Give me my soda. Stop being scorned.
Can I throw those? Oh, I'm throwing him. I meant to throw the grenades. Wow, they've got a huge AoE. Just break his neck with the shotgun. In the abdomen. Shot him in the ass. So, in the span of 3 seconds, he performed 3 unique kills with the shotgun. How many modern games can say that?
Big shop. Plenty of targets. Plenty of bullets.
Unishan says, X-Men Wolverine on 360 was cool. Played that game for 70 hours. Yeah, that one's fantastic. As far as M-rated Marvel games go, I think that may have been the last one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that one was absolutely brutal. Like, you could take, like, that. It's so funny, like, when the game is far superior to the movie. Like, the movie was garbage, but that game was phenomenal. You could take enemies and shove their heads in helicopter blades. They weren't messing around. Am I losing bullets every time I do that? I am, okay. Fair enough. Whoa! That was a clean kill. And now there's an, we got some Uzis here. Yeah. We'll give it a spin. This shitty, precision aim that they built into this. What was the point of that dramatic camera? Why? Did they wanted to show off him slowly descending to the ground? I mean, it's obvious that the developers here took a look at Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. They're like, yeah, let's put a little bit of that in here. I just can't get over it. Like, I guess I have... If I hit the white button, he'll go into his knife throwing mode. This is just unbelievable. Oh, he was the last guy. That's why they slowed it down. Cool. Good level. GG. Bonix, I hope that's right. Bonix says, you know what would be great? An Animal Man surreal horror game by Swery or Suda51. An Animal Man game. Yeah, I'd love it if somebody would give Suda or Swery like a licensed IP. Just have them do their own interpretation. Yeah, I'm all for it. All right, let's do it. Knife throwing time. I'm just punching heads off. This is out of control. Yep. Just barely throw him over your shoulder. Dead. Dead. Yep. That counts as a kill. Ooh. Unbelievable. This shouldn't be sold in any store ever. This is illegal in 4 countries. Ugh. Where was Jack Thompson for this game? Where was Joseph Lieberman or Hillary Clinton when this came out? Oh my god. As a kid, though, like, had I had known how good this game was as a teenager, I would have played this every day. It would have been no question. As a kid, I probably wouldn't have liked it, but as a teenager, I would have loved it. I love it now, don't get me wrong, but I was always into those, like, weird third-person shooters. Like, I always liked Max Payne, and I always liked some of the more jankier games. But I'm about to put this guy's head in a drill. So pause that thought. I'm gonna put his head in a drill. And the QTs aren't all that bad. It's kind of like playing golf. Oh, I fucked it up. I just rammed the drill through his head. I got 0 information, but I got plenty of drill. I did it a little too fast there. You got to be a little bit more gentle. It's kind of like baking a cake, drilling a man's head for information. You just got to do it easy. You put it on the low setting first. Let's take him over here and get some good practice in. Oh, I can't do it again.
Say something to save your life.
You better let me go before my cousin gets here. Let me go, and I'm Manucci's nephew, asshole.
So you don't get any good information, but you do get points for trying to interrogate them. That's fine. That's okay. I want to throw a guy now. Let's see if I can kill him by throwing him into another guy. Close, but no cigar. And he's just dead. This means you're dead. Or not. That one guy we just had brittle bones, that's all. Into the wall? Oh, man. Let's see here. I like games like this in Postal 2. Yeah. Like these just silly games. Silly, I mean, I don't think you're going to become a high school shooter if you play this. Like, that was the big accusation against games like Doom and Postal 2. It's like, it may make you want to stop. Like, you'd be having so much fun. Is that guy taking a shit in the middle of the air? Man, I guess, like, I've heard about that. Like, if you lean into the stool, like, you get the squatty potty going, that's actually supposed to be better for your bowels. But this dude is just floating off the ground. He's dedicated. And he's shitting with his pants on. That is some technique. All right, let's toilet interrogate him. Let's give him the good old swirly.
Oh man, I just crapped my pants.
Oh. Come on. Okay. Oh, I see how it goes. And I gotta gingerly put his face against the rim. Unbelievable. Okay. I guess I was supposed to let him go to get all the points, but that was the better outcome, I feel. Yeah, the Punisher doesn't even take painkiller. I don't think there's any health pickups in this game. He just regens health. He absorbs the bullets. I think he regains health from like doing interrogations and stuff. Okay.
Think of something useful to tell me.
Come on, man. Let me go. I ain't done nothing to you. Wait. Armory upstairs, past the garage.
So what am I holding him over?
1-8.
What is this? Let's dip him in there. Oh. Is that boiling water? Okay. And his face comes out looking like Freddy Krueger. Holy shit! Or was that, what was that, was that CO2? Was that, what was that? Did I just Sub-Zero him? I can't tell if his face is melted or burned off. Why does he look like powder? What is this? I don't even know what that stuff is, but it was cool. That was cool. I mean, I guess you could call this a censored game. It's kind of censored. There's still some brutal stuff around. Even with the censorship, it's really fun. I played through Manhunt 1 and I enjoyed it. Like, Manhunt 1's pretty okay. But this guy at GameStop back in the day, like there was a drought of games on the Nintendo Wii, and for some reason Manhunt 2 was getting ported to the Wii, and I was like, "Oh, that would be cool to get all the special kills and stuff with the Wii mode and Chuck and stuff." And so he like convinced me to buy it. So I bought Manhunt 2. I took it home, and all the kills in that game are censored. They just move the camera, and they splash like all these filters and blood over the camera, so you can't see anything. I took it back the same day. I was like, no, this is not what I was looking for in a game. Not one bit. I think that was the fastest I've ever returned something in my life. The moment I noticed all the special kills weren't even kills, like they were just things happening off screen. Like, I don't play games to have things left to my imagination. I want to live the fantasy. And this does a pretty good job of that, I would say. There's a lot of, there's a good power fantasy going on in here, if you could call it that. There's a lot of great things this game does right. I just flopped that guy on top of Frank, why not? Fire in the hole! Beautiful. Alright, we're gonna get dual Uzis going. And I'm gonna try the Max Payne dive. Here we go. It's worthless but fun. The one thing they forgot with the Max Payne dive was the slow-mo. It only works when you give it slow-mo. Maybe whenever I'm in that knife throwing mode, like his rage mode, maybe it slows down then. So far, so good, though. Oh, these guys up here. I'm almost out of ammo here. Okay, I think it's just this guy. A game that kind of captures this spirit, I would say. And you guys are going to think I'm crazy here. But on the Wii U, there was a game called Devil's Third. It was made by Itagaki, the guy who made the Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden series. And it got such a low print run over here. I think like each GameStop only got maybe 1 or 2 copies at max. And for the longest time, I didn't pick it up because they like jacked the price up. It was like going for like $80 at one point. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm never gonna play this. And David, he rented it from GameFly, and we sat down and played it, and it's just insanity. Like he tried to like incorporate Max Payne with Ninja Gaiden, and it doesn't really work all that well, but the online mode was a blast. Like, you could customize your avatar, give them all wacky, off-the-wall hairstyles and clothing and stuff, and then, like, you could run on walls and just fly around with samurai swords. That part was cool. Unisan, you play Devil's Third? Yeah, man. We might have seen each other, because I played that multiplayer more than I played the single player. Alright. Rage mode. Ooh. Double knives. Can I... Okay, sweet. He just automatically aims through the hostage. That worked out well. Oh, you never played the single-player Devil's Third? It is weird. Like, the first part feels like a Ninja Gaiden, and then it goes into like a third-person war game, like where you're fighting tanks and stuff. It reminded me a lot of that game 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, which is a decent game. Kind of underrated. Yeah, it feels a lot like Ninja Gaiden and 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. So if you're into both of those, check it out. I wouldn't pay $80 for it. Fuck that. There are very few games in this world that I would pay $80 for. Like, even 60 is a stretch for me. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the only game this year that I'm going to spend $60 on. Very few games do I pay full price. Okay, so I only have one option just to hold him over the balcony.
Tell me about you and the Nucci's, Duca.
Oh, let's put him in that compactor.
His name. I don't know nothing about him. Bobby's my boss, alright? He collects the money and gives me my take.
Throw him in. Throw him in. It's sad that I lose points for this. What did the black and white filter hide? What was the point of the censorship? I saw everything. It's like, we're gonna censor titties in this game. Let's just put them in black and white. You can still see the titties. It doesn't make it any less disturbing. Oh, man. Speaking of censorship, I did want to show this off on stream. I finally hunted down this game, boys. If you've ever played it, this is the best Leisure Suit Larry game. As far as, like, the newer styled ones, this is Magna Cum Laude. I love it. I really do. I enjoyed it back when I was in high school. You bet I did. But I legitimately think it's a fun game, and it's well written. Like, the jokes hit, and they're still really funny. So I am planning to review the game. It's going to be... Like, I've reviewed porn before on Captain Psychopath's channel, but this is going to be the first porn game that I've reviewed. I don't even know if you could consider it a porn game. It's just kind of a raunchy comedy. But, yeah, they do show a lot, but they, like, don't show everything. And I heard that on the PC version, it's completely uncensored, but the Xbox and PS2... Like, they put censorship bars over vaginas and Larry's little wiener. But I guess that they show boobs. But nowadays, that definitely wouldn't fly. You've heard what Sony's doing to Senran Kagura. And even in those Senran Kagura games, like, even though they're kind of like fan servicey, they don't show any nipples or anything. I don't even think there's sex in those games. Yet Sony, I believe the tweet was, at the 11th hour, Sony made them remove like one of the most main components to that Senran Kagura game. Like, I've never played one, but that just seems messed up. Especially since they're doing it to a niche developer like Xseed. That's really going to affect their bottom line. And from what I've heard, the Nintendo Switch versions of Senran Kagura, the ones that have released, haven't been censored in any discernible way, or any way for that matter. And I think, like, the Nintendo Switch has a few, like, sexy visual novel games on there too. Like, Nintendo has kind of eased up on censorship, and Sony has now taken that upon themselves. They've picked up the mantle of that. And I knew from this year's E3, like, this year's E3 was honestly Sony's worst by far. They showed off maybe 4 games. It was like Spider-Man, The Last of Us, Shadows Die Twice, and then whatever that samurai game was. That looked pretty cool. But this year, like, their focus was patting themselves on the back for being progressive. Like, when... like, I don't care that Ellie's a lesbian. Like, I always thought the way they handled that storyline was just kind of cornball at best. And I don't know. It was just kind of like, it was obvious that Naughty Dog was trying to win some brownie points. But this year, they kind of went full-on side of their head shaved, blue-haired moment this E3. Like, it was obvious they were trying to, like, I don't know, meet their diversity quota, and that was the emphasis for this year's E3. And, like, to me, The Last of Us, the story was just all right. I thought it had some tense moments, and I liked the world-building aspects of it, but the story was just pants-on-head stupid, especially near the end. I think it gets a lot of praise when, I don't know, I asked a lot of questions when I was playing it. It's like, why is Joel going through all this trouble for Ellie at the end? Like, they make him out to be this big curmudgeon, and then he's like, oh, now I'm gonna murder hundreds of people just because, you know, like, I want Ellie. Like, I don't want to try and save mankind. I don't know. I shouldn't spoil it for those who haven't played it, but I just didn't buy into the story all that much. There wasn't a lot of variety in the Infected. I mean, like, the Infected, you've seen that same standard fare in every zombie-like game. There's always a bloater. There's always a boomer. There's always, like, the rage, like, running at you zombie. The AI was kind of basic. Like, even on the hardest mode, the stealth was predictable. You just had to go real slow. Anyway, I know I went into a Last of Us rant, but, like, Sony, like, they're putting their focus in the wrong departments, I think. I think they're going for more like cinematic, narrative-driven games, and I just don't think that has any longevity. There'll be people who buy it. You know, there'll be casual people that just buy a PS4 for 1 or 2 games, and it's like Spider-Man and The Last of Us, maybe Red Dead. But I just think that, like, Sony plays it way too safe, and there aren't too many, like, new, fresh IPs. Like, what can you say out of this generation is the equivalent to Parappa the Rapper? Like, what unique game that has just completely been so creative, and, like, it may not be the best playing game or a million seller title, but something that sticks with you. Like, as a kid, that you would play it, that you're like, man, that Parappa game was one of my favorite series. Like, Sony doesn't have those kind of franchises anymore. They haven't done anything with Parappa since, like, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Which wasn't all that bad, but even, like, what? Ratchet and Clank got one game on the PS4. Jak and Daxter has been missing in action the entire PS3 generation, minus the HD collection. Like, Sony has a bunch of grimdark franchises. What is it? Like, Days Gone? They've got some, like, biker zombie game that they've been tight-lipped about for the better part of 2 years. That thing's gonna tank. That's gonna be the Order 1886 all over again. Mark my words. Mark my words. Timestamp this stream. Attach grenade launcher. Yes, I want to do that. Hey, what up, T-Crushed? Bloodborne is the only worthwhile Sony exclusive. I'd agree there. I would have said, like, Nier Automata for a minute, but it's not really an exclusive anymore. Never really was. Last Guardian was okay. I'd say it's the weakest in the Fumito Ueda. Fumito Ueda's the director of those games. As far as his 3 main games, I'd say The Last Guardian's the weakest, but it's not terrible. I think it goes like Shadow, Ico, Last Guardian. But I had a great time the first time through Last Guardian, but after I played through it one time, I didn't want to go through it again. I was like, one's enough. One was good. Tristan hates the new God of War. I never played it. Those games didn't really appeal to me. Going as far back as the first one. Just start some shit. I'm sure I didn't have to do that. I'm sure I didn't have to do that. Oh, I can't jump over that. Is he invincible? Or the shotgun just has no range? That can't be. What is with this dude? Is he a oh, he's a boss. He's a boss fight. Okay. Bobby Nucci. Oh, I got a Magnum? Let's do this. I can still sit there all day and just eat all those bullets. And I'm playing on normal mode, too. Oh, yeah, Yakuza's pretty good, but those will not be exclusive for long. In fact, they're starting to come out on PC. The bullet cams here are just embarrassing.
Bobby, now for Ma.
All right, let's pick up that. That was the quickest level in the game so far. Unishan says, well, the death of his child and wife in the first game is a big part of the plot. Yeah, and then he just gets, what, another kid and another wife? A big problem I had with that was just the name. Like, they rebooted God of War. It's like God of War 4. They just named it God of War again. And it's not even a remake per se. It continues the same plot line.
Central Zoo. It's a trap.
Yeah. I've just never been a big fan of those games. When I played it, it didn't have like the tight combat of a Devil May Cry. Like, everyone kept comparing it to Devil May Cry when it first came out, and I'm like, it's not really. It's way easier. Maybe I should have played it on the harder modes. If they get better on the harder modes, then I'll give them a shot. I do have the HD collection of God of War 1 and 2. You know I'm gonna put him in the wood chipper. I don't care if I lose 200 points. I'm gonna put him in the wood chipper. Let me put him in. I want to put all the way in. Here we go. It's Fargo all over again. Beautiful. There was a my neighbor cut down the tree in her front yard, and it was like, this was like last year, and I was in the middle of like recording my Shadows of the Damned video. So that was my longest one, and that took like days to record, because like every time I would start recording something, the guys would come off break and they would just be throwing trees and branches in the wood chipper. And if you've never heard a wood chipper, they're the loudest fucking things on the planet. However, I just like gave up on trying to record for that week. So I just went outside and I just watched them throw shit in the wood chipper, and I go up to the guys and I'm like, hey, can I throw my newspaper in there? Can I just throw something in there? Like, they're like, no problem, kid. Just throw whatever you want in there. So I was like, really? They're like, yeah, this thing can cut through steel. I'm like, no, it can't. And the dude's like, watch this. And he throws a soda pop can in there, and it just dust. I was really impressed. I was like, that's the coolest shit ever. And then my entire opinion of wood chippers changed. I was like, I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. But I don't think it would be a good way to hide a body, that's for sure. Because those things spread. I always wonder if they like get shit like birds flying into it or something. That would make for an interesting day on the job. Yeah, now I'm in the tiki bar. I don't remember this from the movie. You know what this reminds me a lot of? There's this game on the Xbox 360 called Eat Lead: The Return of Matt Hazard. And it's one of the handful of titles that's backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So I picked it up because everyone kept telling me like, oh, this game's really funny. This game's like a parody of all these like third-person shooters and stuff from back in the day. I was like, oh, that sounds great. I like games with a good sense of humor. It's just bad. There's really nothing fun about Matt Hazard. I tried it. Like, I got like 7 hours into it, and I just wasn't having fun at all. This game plays a lot better than Matt Hazard. It aims better. The scenarios are funnier by default. And you can do a lot more cool things. It looks like this game had a much higher budget than Matt Hazard did. I just split his face in two. I'm gonna save one of them because there's a fountain interrogation apparently. Let's do it.
Got something you'd like to
No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's, yeah. There we go. Bite the curb.
Hey, that hurts, asshole. The woman bushwhacker grabbed, she's still alive, last I saw.
Let's finish him. Oh, I broke his jaw off. The blood just goes everywhere. I think I tainted the fountain because it was like raining blood for a second. That's pretty cool. I don't even think headshots matter. It's all one giant hitbox. Let's interrogate. I'm just going to interrogate him real quick. I'll be right back.
Where's Bushwhacker taking Joan?
You're wasting your time, asshole. Fucking A, that hurts. The rainforest, he's heading there. Let me go, please. You're gonna die for that punishment. Breathing. We're dying like blood.
Let me throw him into the fountain. I'm just going to throw him from where I'm standing. Here we go. Oh, he made it, kind of. He was in there for a second. I see there's a drop of blood, and then he kind of janked his way out of there.
Wasting time here.
Let's see here. T-Crush says, Eat Lead is trash, never play. Too late. Unisan says, oh boy, Eat Lead, what a mess. The only thing I remember is the parody of the JRPG. Yeah, I made it to that part. It was okay. And then I made it to some like Wild West section, and I thought it was going to get good, and it never did. There are two Eat Lead games. There's like an Xbox Live Arcade store only. Eat Lead, I think it's like a 2D Bionic Commando. But after playing the 3D one, I was like not a fan. It didn't make me laugh one time. Like, Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard feels like a fake game. It feels like a game that they would make up for a commercial for the OnLive or for the Nokia N-Gage. He feels like a commercial for the Nokia N-Gage. That's Matt Hazard for you. He takes all like the worst aspects of the early to mid 2000s interpretations of gamers and then just throws it in there. Oops. I would say Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard is the equivalent of The Big Bang Theory as far as how badly it stereotypes gamers and nerds and shit. It's essentially nerd blackface. That's the most polite thing I could say about The Big Bang Theory and Matt Hazard. It's nerd blackface. Whoa!
I like surprises.
Did I just see a page from a comic book? Or am I just seeing things here? How are the Blade games? Did anyone ever play one?
Got something you'd like.
I heard that the first one is like somewhat of a survival horror. Oh man.
You ain't getting nothing out of me.
Yeah, I heard the first Blade game is like a third-person action game that has elements of survival horror. And then I heard the second one's just like straight up Blood Rain. I own both of them now, so I'll eventually get to them. Yeah, there are 2 Blade games. And then, the only other thing I can think Blade is involved with is he's a character you can unlock in, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which is by far one of my favorite Marvel games. I think that, like, X-Men Legends 1 and 2 and Ultimate Alliance, those games were the shit. I think I played that more multiplayer of those 2 games than any other Marvel game. I loved Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's a real shame that they don't make those anymore. I'd buy the shit out of at least like a port of the first 2. It'd be perfect. I mean, they do all these like extended universe shit now. Like, that's so commonplace. I think the problem is like Disney would have to make a deal with Sony to get rights to Spider-Man and the X-Men and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it's more of a nightmare than I'm making it out to be. There was a time when EA owned the rights to the Marvel games. Like, there was like one EA... I think EA owned Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like, they owned the rights to the video game up until then, and then they lost the rights, and then Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Infinite were able to be made after they lost the rights. But the first game EA made when they got the rights to Marvel was this fighting game called Marvel... I think it was like Rise of the Imperfects. It was like a really terrible Power Stone. It was back when I worked at GameStop. We had a demo of it running in our store, and like me and my coworkers would play it, and there were just some characters that were just far better than others. Like Wolverine was really good. I think like Iron Man was in it. He was pretty good. The game was broken, and it had, like, environmental kills and hazards and stuff. I think it was called, like, Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. Does anyone remember that?
Welcome, guests, to the rainforest.
I think the thing I liked about it is it had a really cool opening scenario to it, but beyond that, the game was not good. Like, playing as Spider-Man was horrible. It's pretty bad when Spider-Man's one of the worst characters in your Marvel game. Are those piranhas? Yeah, we're dunking. We gotta dunk. And there's a skull. Happy Halloween. Spooky skeletons. Bon appetit. Perfect. Yeah, it's Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. I remember playing it back in the day, but I don't remember anything about it. Yeah, it's been memory hold big time. I don't think they play it at EVO. I could be wrong. Wouldn't that be great, though? Fucking showing up to EVO, like pulling out a CRT and an Xbox, like challenging people to Marvel Nemesis. Yeah, I'm number 1 in the world at Marvel Nemesis. Oh, I forgot about this Max Payne mechanic, sort of. Let's see if I can kill somebody like this. Got him. I haven't seen a grenade in, like, a minute. I missed the grenades. I even expanded my capacity, and I bought a grenade launcher attachment, and I haven't had a grenade for an hour. This makes me sad. What doesn't make me sad is the ability to do this. That's still fun. And dick shots from a mile away. Perfect ragdolls. I bet nobody was expecting me to stream this today. Like, people who stop by my channel, they're like, oh, this guy's probably just into Japanese shit. He's a total weeb. I'm an American Hikikomori, okay? That's the gimmick, I guess. Did I tell you guys that somebody posted my latest video up on Reddit? And, like, Reddit is such a mixed bunch when it comes to things. Like, I think it's straight out of the gate. Like, Reddit's kind of like a crapshoot as far as who likes your stuff or who watches it or how successful it's going to be. Because if somebody starts downvoting it or somebody who doesn't like it straight out of the gate, you're fucked. Visibility's gone, they'll downvote it, and then it just gets buried. And I mean, like, I guess that's the nature of the whole karma system. But, you know, our games is where it was posted. And our games is such an elitist crowd. They're so elitist that they had to break away from our gaming. Like, they couldn't handle all the normies. They had to kind of carve out their own little niche. And our games is where you go if you want to watch all the video essays and stuff. And you could make the argument that a lot of my reviews kind of dabble into the video essay style. But I just kind of do what I want. Like, my structure is a little all over the place. I just kind of speak my mind about things I like, things I don't like, give a little history, and get out. But my latest video was on The Missing. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's about Swery's latest game. And I think the most important part is near the end, where I talk about how terrible the marketing is and how it's really going to fuck over his company and how it's depressing. And anyway, I kind of go real deep into that video. Like, I trace the influences of that game. I talk about, like, the whole history behind it and just the game mechanics, all the comparisons to Never Dead, all that stuff. So I put a lot of time into it, and the goal was, like, it's a little rushed in some areas because it's such a recent game. I wanted to get it out while it was still relevant. And so I tried to make it the best I could in a very short window of time so I could, you know, get a little bit of that search engine algorithm on my side. Anyway, I like it. I think it turned out pretty good for being edited in 2 days. I'm proud of it. But anyway, somebody posted it in our games. And some of my stuff is played pretty well over at our games. Like, my Shadows of the Dam video did very well. And then this recent video, The Missing, did horribly. Like, instantly got downvoted. And there were like 3 guys in the comments like, yeah, I made it about 1 minute and 20 seconds in before the guy's voice was just too much. It's like, I couldn't stand the guy's voice. And then the other guy's like, yeah, the video's pretty good. It's well made, but I don't like his voice. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with these guys. Fuck that guy's gay voice. Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, I guess my voice is somewhat of an acquired taste. It's somewhat of a late in life lesbian, somewhat a guy who didn't go through puberty. I know I've got kind of that androgynous, it's Pat voice going for me. It's whatever. I mean, I've lived with it. I guess it's because I just never smoked my entire life, so it is what it is. But those who are sub, they apparently tolerate it enough. I think it's not as nasally as it was like when I was younger. But the longer I talk, the deeper my voice gets. Like, you'll notice that. At the start of the stream, I'm like, hey, how's it going, guys? And then later on, I'm like, hey, that was a great stream. Yeah. Special Wave says, I subbed you because of your voice. Well, thank you. Here's what I think truly is the thing. I don't necessarily think it's like the tone of my voice, as it is. Sometimes I shift in and out. Like I'll come in with a joke and hit you when you're not expecting it. And the people at our games. Oh, what was that comic book all about? The people at our games. Whenever you make a video essay, when you give history or something like that, they want you to take it seriously the entire time, and they want you to be like high off of your own farts, like be very pretentious. And it's hard for, like, I can do that, like I can be serious the entire time, but it's just like I get bored with doing that. Like I can't be proud of myself if I take myself too serious, and I'm like, I don't know. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. The kind of reviewers that are just like, the history of Super Mario 64 is a very opaque and strange one. Did you know that Mario initially wasn't going to have his hat? Or something like a video essay. It's like, the secret history of the Loch Ness Monster in Super Mario 64. How does it tie into Bowser's, I don't know. I can't be that guy all the time. I could fake it. I could try not to be myself and be somebody that's like all an act, but really when I'm writing something, I'm writing from my own inner monologue. And I just go, I guess I present my stuff from like if I would be talking to a friend. And then I also have fun with it. Like I make some jokes and I don't know. You can tell I get pretty passionate near the end of that video though, because I'm legitimately pissed off that Sweary's getting put through the ringer on The Missing. Like if you haven't been following the marketing on that game, I don't blame you because it's terrible. I detail all the reasons why in the video, so go check it out. But there's been some additional things cropping up. Like in other languages, when they localize the game, they localize it to that language. So when you're searching in the store, you have to look for the translated name of The Missing. You can't just type in The Missing. Like if you're in Brazil, you can't just go on PSN and type in The Missing. You have to like find the translated version. Plus, it was released on the same day as Call of Duty Black Ops 4, so you know it's going to get like no exposure whatsoever. And then I went into PSN because like the first day of the Missing's launch, like I was going to review the PS4 version, it wasn't there. It wasn't there for like another couple of days. And then when it finally did show up, I had to go into some really obscure section of the PlayStation Store. Like it was buried pretty deep. We're talking about like 3 or 4 pages down in the new arrivals. It was all messed up. I don't know what the sales are like right now. Like, Swery hasn't said anything about it. But he has expressed his distaste because Arc System has just been, like, nonchalant about it. Like, if you watch my video, you'll see how little they know about Swery or his games or what they're about. Like, really, I think The Missing has a great chance of capturing, like, that indie market. That indie market that kind of likes more political progressive games. But then again, it's a tad more on the gruesome violent side, so it may not play as well to that scene that he's trying to reach. But I think out of all the games Swery's made, all of them, this one has the highest chance of reaching a normal market. Because it's short enough, it has an interesting enough mechanic, and it's weird but also modern, if that makes sense. I'd say it's his most normal game, but I would be lying if I said that. Yeah. Yeah, the Arc Systems clip, I was cringing. I was like furious at that point. I watched that whole stream. If you watch that whole stream, they don't know what to say about The Missing. There's so much more to that stream than what I showed off. The marketing just been atrocious. The thing is, Swery's been doing more marketing. Swery has talked more and tweeted more and made more videos than Arc System has about The Missing. They really fucked it up. That game needs a physical copy. It has beautiful artwork. If that shit was on a store shelf, people would be snatching it up. They'd be like, The Missing? A mystery game? Side-scroller? Dude, if you go to GameStop and you look at the PS4 wall, there are very few games that stand out and have good cover art. The Missing's art is beautiful. And it's not like fan servicey beautiful. It's just really well drawn and it's intriguing. It's like JJ standing out in a field with a little bit of blood on her lip. It's really well done. Yeah, even if I didn't know anything about The Missing, there's a good chance I would have picked it up. Just based off the cover art. So yeah, it sucks what's going on to Swery. I really hope this doesn't happen with The Good Life. The Good Life's basically already funded, so, with the fan backing, and he got a publisher and stuff, so it's going to happen, but is it going to be successful? And if The Missing's anything to go by, if D4's anything to go by, he needs to straighten up his PR and marketing. I love the guy, but his marketing's just so shit. And it's not his fault. It's not for him not trying. The dude's marketing, he's shilling his shit every day 24/7. But the people who are actually in charge of that, where it's their full-time job, just drop the ball time and time and again. I can't do it. I can't watch it happen over again. It just makes me depressed. Swery is the nicest guy too. Yeah, he's got his problems. He's not a perfect person, but I will say this. He has wished me happy birthday every year. Ever since we became Facebook friends, which was I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. 7 years in a row, the dudes wish me happy birthday. Before anyone else. And it may be a time zone difference. He's awake in Japan before all my friends are. But he's the first one. I wake up in the morning. My eyelids open. I hear a little beep on my phone. I look up, guess who it is? Swery65. Happy birthday. Or he'll say something like, best birthday. It just brings a smile to my face. My entire day is instantly better. He made a lifelong fan out of me just for doing that. The rest of his games could be absolute shit. The worst. And I would still support them just for wishing me happy birthday. I don't see Suda doing that. And I've made more Suda videos on my channel. Suda's a prima donna. He's too good to do that. Suda's so pretentious, he probably has a Gab. He doesn't have a Facebook, he doesn't have a Twitter, he has a Gab account. He has a Minds account. He's so pretentious he has a Minds account. Yeah. No, like, what got me started, actually, come to find out, I've been a Swery fan since, like, 2001, and for the longest time I didn't know it. The first game, there's, like, 2 games that I beat on the same week. The first 2 games I ever beat on the PS2. The first one was Extermination, and the second one was Shadow of Destiny. But Extermination was one of the first PS2 games I ever played, and I loved it. I still love it. It's still a good game. And that's also the first Swery game I've ever played. So I've been a fan of his work for a very long time. But up until Deadly Premonition, nobody knew who he was. So yeah, I would say I became a real diehard fan around the time of Deadly Premonition. I was like, whoever made this has to be a genius or clinically insane. And I guess I'm leaning toward, like, I don't even know. He's a hard guy to read. I think if you like a Swery game, you like a guy who pays a lot of homages to the things he grew up watching. Like, if you play Deadly Premonition, he just straight up references everything he likes. Like the Galaxy of Terror, that B-movie. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and stuff. So, the guy is a fan of horror movies, so I can respect that. He's a fan of David Lynch. In fact, if you go on his Twitter, just yesterday, I think it was, Swery fucking met David Lynch. The ultimate crossover may be in the works. Who knows? Wouldn't it be amazing if David Lynch does a season 4 of Twin Peaks and Swery guest directs? I would lose my goddamn mind. I would take a week off of work because I wouldn't be able to recover. That's kind of one of those cats and dogs reigning or living together, mass hysteria kind of moments, you know? Cats and dogs reigning. I combined, like, the Ghostbusters reference with an old idiom. That's okay. I'll make it a thing. But yeah. I mean, like, there's some dream collabs I've had in mind for forever. Like, of course, Suda and Swery.
She'll kill me just like they killed all those poor animals. They're all dead. Open the gate. Okay, but I hope you're right.
On our Discord, somebody brought up, like, I think it was on my Discord, somebody brought up, like, what if Swery had his own TV show or his own movie? And I was like, hell yeah. I think the only thing is, like Kojima wants to make a movie. Everyone knows that he wants to be a director, and the only studios that will give him money apparently are Sony and other, like, that's how he makes his movies. It's through his games. And I feel Swery's kind of in that same camp. But I think Swery could make a really decent indie horror film. I think Swery would have a better chance of making a good movie than Hideo Kojima would, because Swery would actually finish his movie. And Swery knows how to taper his ambitions. I think he, like, knows how to work with a shoestring budget, and I think he knows when the production's up. He knows how to wrap things up. Oh, is that a rhino? We're entering Game of the Century territory. Are you kidding me? Can I kill the rhino? No, I can't kill the rhino because he's an innocent rhino. But he's a white rhino, no less. Punisher, you never fail to impress. I never thought I'd be playing it this long. I'm going on hour 2 here. I am going to have to wrap it up because it's about dinner time around here, but I was going to play a spooky game, but I think that's kind of played out. I'm going to review a spooky game, like, that's in the works right now. My Halloween special is Illbleed, so that's my big old spooky game. The Missing is a spooky game. So I've reviewed one. I reviewed Evil Dead last month. So I've had a couple of spooky games. Dark Cloud is not that spooky, but so I'll have Illbleed. I have another game that comes out tomorrow that I'm going to review. So look forward to that. I don't know if it'll be a November review or this month review. I'm going to try and aim for this month because I know it's a short game. It's terrifying. It's horror themed, but it's not necessarily a spooky game. We're knifing now, boys. We're invincible. I don't know where they're shooting from, but I'm going to leisurely stroll over to them. I've got a lot of things lined up for November, too. November is going to be a silly month. I don't think I'm going to review anything current gen next month. We're going to be doing a lot of 6th and 7th gen stuff. Let's see. Unishan says, David Lynch does music. He could do music for a sweary game. Yeah, I've listened to one of David Lynch's albums. He did like a trip hop album. Like a Portishead kind of album. Unisan says, I usually don't care for that stuff, but I wish I could just read the entire creative process of Swery creating a game from the beginning to his afterthoughts. He's documented a lot of his processes. Like he does what they call GDC, which is the Game Developers Conference. He's given a lot of speeches, and one of the ones you should check out, if you type in GDC, I believe it was 2015, he talks about the creation of D4, and it's fascinating. It's one of the best conferences about video game development that anyone's ever given. He's gone into like, he's created like, I don't know, 50 or 60 slides going into detail. He talks about who he worked with, what he was inspired by. He's made the most fascinating conference about the Xbox One Connect there's ever been. He's the only one who gave a shit about it. So you can see that in my Saving D4, The Mystery of Season 2 video. If you check that out, I reference it in there. Go watch that. It's worth watching. It's a little bit slow if you're not into talks, but yeah, I liked it. All right, cool stream, everyone. That was fun. Way better than I thought it would go. Way better. This will be on the archive for sure. Look forward to my next video. It may be Illbleed. It may be something else. Let me give a shout out before I go. Kirk Almighty was in here. CYX7. Anthony Birch Fan Club. The Century is Down. Good friend of the channel. Special Wave. Barrett Somerville. Bonex. RX78. Is RX78 the name of Robo from Chrono Trigger? Okay. L.A. Gray. Tristan Bishop. Going on. Am I missing anyone? I think that was it. Oh, T-Crushed was in here. Zach Smith was in here. Ray Cortex was in here. Hey, bud, I didn't say hi earlier, but hi. And I think that's it. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you during the Halloween special. See you in the comments. See you in on our games. I'll see you there. Bye, everyone. Take care.